What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Just walking into the shop. We're gonna jump right back into things. Right where we left off in the last video. Didn't get to finish sanding this yet, but we fixed a dent. You can tell it's no longer, but I need to go ahead and hook straight up to the DA and sand it, get it smooth, make sure this is completely addressed. But I did run to the hardware store last night, I guess, and went ahead and got some more sanding blocks. There's my sanding blocks. Got some more plastic, got some more box cutters, and got some more spreaders for my glazing putty and body filler and stuff like that. But I'm gonna jump straight into the DA sander, go ahead and get this nice and tuned in and everything, and then I'm gonna go across the cab and just make sure I got everything tidied up. Go ahead and just buzz across it with the 500 grip, make sure we're all good there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab my little blow stick over here, hook it up to the compressor, and just blow. I'm just gonna blow over the cab, make sure get most of the dust I can and debris off and whatnot. Then I'm gonna come back and I need to fine tape everything. I need to go ahead and get me a tape line on both sides across both of these panels or both of these beams on the driver and passenger side, because I'm just gonna be painting this top side here, and you can see all that dust and stuff that I need to get off. But I'm just going to be painting that top side, because all this is covered, as you can see from the factory. You can kind of tell where they quit painting it. You can kind of tell where they quit painting and everything. But I need to do that, and I need to grab my wax and grease remover and go over top. But I'll kind of keep you guys updated along the way. So it's been a few minutes to talk to you guys. We've made a lot of progress. The cab is good to go. All I'm going to do now is just get my blowgun, and I'm going to go across and blow all the dust off that I can. And I need to come back and finish taping up and putting plastic on the window, covering up all this, covering the wheels and tires. And then I need to come up and finish fine line taping this and get all the plastic situated on here. So next time you see the truck, it'll be completely taped off, completely prepped and ready, and we'll be ready to wax and grease remove and spray the sucker in. Alright, so I was right in the middle of finishing up taping and everything, and then I got the call. The old lady, she's crossing the bridge coming into town, so I'm gonna go home and visit her and grab dinner and stuff, which that kind of works out because I was thinking about wax and grease removing too, and I actually don't have any shop towels anywhere. So I need to run back to the hardware store and grab some of those, and I also need to run down to the local paint store and grab some primer. I almost forgot about the primer and wouldn't have nothing to do time I was done. So I need to run to the paint store, need to run home first, visit the old lady, grab some dinner, run and grab some shop towels from the hardware store, and run to the paint store, hopefully within the hour before everything closes. So I'm gonna run home and I'll catch up with you. Usual. It's about 9 o'clock. Got back from dinner and came back and went ahead and finished prepping the cab. Everything's taped off. Got the back window taped off, plastic, everything covered everywhere. I went ahead and took my scuffing pad and went ahead and scuffed the whole thing too, just to make sure all the little crevices and stuff like that was gonna hold paint good. Now all I gotta do tomorrow is just come in and blow it off one good time and wax and grease remove it, and then it'll be ready for primer. Got my primer too. I'll get into it a little bit more tomorrow. Pricey stuff whenever it comes with the hardener and everything, but it's worth it in the long run. So like I say, I'll get more into that tomorrow. And I went ahead, and so I don't have to do any more running. Got all my strainers, got my disposables, talked about my spreaders earlier, and went ahead and got a whole bunch of scuffing pads and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of ratio cups and stuff, so that I'll be able to come in tomorrow and do that. But like I say, guys, it's about 9 o'clock now. The old lady's hyping at me. She's ready to go home. So we're gonna go home, spend a little bit more time together, and it'll probably be tomorrow afternoon before I'm back. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. So it's the next day. Just got to the shop. It's, of course, it's about 8 o'clock. Dark outside. Dark as can be, actually. And we're gonna jump right into it. Before I do anything, yesterday I ran across the cab and went ahead and scuffed it and everything, but I'm gonna go across the top of the cab, hit the roof, make sure I got everything scuffed good and everything. I went ahead and taped off back here. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I wanted some fine lines. It's my OCD. I wanted fine lines everywhere. I wanted it to be a good paint job. So I'm gonna go ahead and scuff the whole thing, and we'll probably go ahead and wax and grease remove and whatnot. And I got my primer back here. It's not too cold in here. It's about 65, 68 in here. I have my heater going. I'm just trying to warm it up a little bit anyway. But I'll show you guys that and get to the specifics on that stuff. So I'm gonna run across the cab real quick and I'll catch back up with you guys. So it's about an hour later. Spent a lot of time going over the cab, making sure all the dust and grime was gone. As I just want to do this one time, I want to make sure it's as close to OEM as I can get it. But before I wax and grease removed, I just want to kind of give you guys a tip. Use some glass cleaner, or you can use a quick detail or anything, just to save some of your wax and grease remover, because you're gonna have to go across this thing a couple times to make sure that you got all the grime off of it and stuff like that. Kind of do the finger test if you have to. Go across, you can see, I'll wax and grease remove that spot again, don't worry. You run your finger across, there's nothing, she's clean. My fingers are halfway clean anyway. But she's good to go. Still ended up using about half a bottle of my wax and grease remover, but that's okay. And a whole roll of shop towels. But go all out, because you want to do it right the first time. But I'm going to get my primer out and ready and everything, and I'll kind of show you guys the details about it. So kind of along the way, I want to kind of break down the paints I'm using and stuff like that, prices, and what kind of paint and what it can be used for, and so on and so forth. So for my primer tonight, we're using Shopline. It's actually a pretty damn pricey brand, but it's about $180 for the gallon of the primer and for the quart of the hardener. It doesn't come pre-mixed, which isn't a big deal. Ratio cups, like I'll get into in a second, makes it super easy. But it gives you the ratio on it and everything. As you can see, it gives you a couple, depending on your application, gives you a couple different ratios. As for my application, I'm just going 4:1 instead of the 4:1:1. And we got our hardener here. This kind of goes into detail. We got your 301. You can kind of go back and check yourself. You can see we got our 301. Down there's a couple extra steps. You got your hardener and probably a reducer if you want to go a little thinner, I'd imagine, with the JR50X is there. But as for mixing, like I said, we're going to go 4:1 right there on the top one. And the cup, ratio cup, breaks it down really simple. All you got to do is just find your category. As you can see, 3:1, we don't need that. 3:1:1, don't need that. 4:1, that's what we need. And it's the same column as if you was going to use either one of these. It's 4:1:1, 4:1. It's the same one, 4:1:1, but obviously we're not going to be using this last little bar here. So we're going 4:1. So the first little category here, the 4, is your primer itself, your main substance. So say, just depending on how much, so say we're going to go to the 4 here. That's how much primer you're going to put in. So 4:1. Just go right up to the 4, and that's your step. So fill it up with primer up to the 4, and then as for your hardener here, go right up to the next one. 4:1. If you need a little bit more, base it off the 5. So 4:1 up to the next 5, so on and so forth. 6, 4:1. Really simple. These cups make it easy. They make them all different sizes. I like using just these quart cups themselves because you're never really spraying no more than that at a time. If you are, you need to stop in between and clean your gun and this and that. But I just kind of wanted to break that down for you guys. Like I say, as I go through, I want to share the different paints I use, and I'll break them down and so on and so forth. So I'm going to get to mixing while I'm letting this wax and grease remover completely dry, and we'll start spraying. I'm not going to drag this out too much longer, guys. It's about 11:30. Very, very pleased. Sprayed in completely, primed anyway. Before I get into that, I just want to stress to you guys about cleaning your spray guns. As soon as you're done, first things first, clean them up good. But what I was using in the past, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys, it's another little tip. I was using this spray cleaner just to make sure it keeps all your seals intact and everything. But just to save money, save time, and just really everything else. So I'm not going to drag this out too much longer, guys. The cab is sprayed in, primed anyway, so we're in good shape there. But I kind of wanted to stress something to you guys. Whenever it comes to these spray guns, make sure and clean the shit out of them. As soon as you get done spraying, make this top priority. And get a good cleaner too. Don't get this cheap sprayer cleaner. I used to buy it by the gallon and use it, swore by it, but it does not do any good. Just get a good lacquer. It takes just minutes. Don't worry about ruining those seals or anything like that. And also these disposable paint guts for the top of the gun. Can't complain, for $6 for I think 8 of them. Can't complain there. Filters, they're strainers. Go ahead and get a whole bunch of them. That'll save your life. That just goes back to the prep thing. Everything prep when it comes to painting will save your life in the long run. Now as for the primer, sprayed beautiful, nice and even. On the driver's side where I started, had to adjust a little bit on my gun, but you can't tell a difference nowhere. But not hardly any orange peel. I'm very, very, very happy with how it turned out. But I'm gonna leave the plastic on the windows and stuff and back here and whatnot. But on the doors, I'm gonna knock the plastic down and re-tape because I blew through in a couple spots. And I don't want to get a whole bunch of overspray in the cab and have another job whenever I get done. But so I'm gonna knock that plastic down and re-tape it. And I'm gonna go ahead and peel this plastic off too, so I can go ahead and get another line and when I'm wet sanding and this and that. So I'm gonna knock this plastic off, guys, and I'll update you guys. I'll update y'all one more time, and I'll probably call it a night. I'm just admiring, guys. It's the little things, that's for damn sure. Small victories, but my Lord. Come on, there's no more orange. There is no more orange. I hate looking back there and seeing orange on doors and on panels. But that's okay. The cab is not orange anymore, and that's the hardest part. You know what I mean, guys. The doors, that's a flat surface. The quarters, flat surface. Won't take no time. The cab is not orange anymore. I'm on the floor, guys, just taking it in. It's about 11:30. But guys, I think I'm gonna call it there. Like I said, it's about 11:30, so I think I'm gonna boogie on home. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram at woodsway_auto-body just for a little bit more up-to-date content. I hope you guys are starting to like the content, speaking of, a little better. I'm getting better with the camera and stuff like that. Just want to give you guys one more peek before I cut off the camera. Look at that, man. No more orange. No more orange. This is wonderful. Big thumbs up, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.